Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One-Skip. I am Toddy One-Skip. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. It's Saturday. Do you remember Saturday, night? But it's during the day. So it's Saturday. I just had some chili with no beans, guys. No beans. And I'm supposed to go and eat breakfast with some people at 9:30 in the morning. Some French toast with fruit on it and extra well done bacon. What are you guys going to have? Guys, do you remember Chris Watts? You do. I know you do. Some new stuff has come out on Chris Watts. But what I found interesting was there were things found by YouTubers, not me, but by YouTubers that dug in and said, no, that's not what happened. And actually we're able to help the police.
Doorbell camera recorded Shanann being dropped off at her Frederick, Colorado home by her friend Nicole Atkinson after a business trip. Although we can never be sure of the events of what exactly happened that night, as Chris has changed his story so many times, it is believed that shortly after arriving home, Chris strangled his pregnant wife to death. And disturbingly, Chris then wrapped Shanann's body in a sheet and moved her to the floor of his truck beneath the back seat. And heartbreakingly, he then put Bella and Celeste, who were still alive, on the back seats of his truck. They were sitting just above their mother's body as she lay lifeless on the floor. And during the drive, Chris would later recount that the girls asked him multiple times if their mommy was okay. In the initial investigation, though, it was believed by detectives that the little girls were already deceased at the home before putting them in the truck. However, that was changed in the investigation and with the help of a YouTuber who analyzed the footage and saw little footsteps.
Guys, do you remember when Gabby Petito went missing, and it was YouTubers that helped locate the van, remember? And therefore there were YouTubers that helped locate the body. So there are times that you hear me say, we fuck things up, we screw things up, but there are times that we don't. So we got to own our shit, right? And there's an importance to us when we're doing things right. And there's things that happen when we do things wrong. So we just have to take responsibility. As always, we just have to take responsibility. Guys, so we know in 2018, Chris Watts unalived his wife, who was pregnant, and his 2 children. But it seemed like the kids were not unalived when their mother was unalived. How does a dad not see the same kids that he adored, watched when they were born, had hopes and dreams? This is your family. How do you all of a sudden see them as an obstacle, somebody in the way, because you want a second chance? You want a second chance at another relationship. But for some reason, divorce is completely out of the picture. So what the fuck? Let's just unalive them. How is that okay? And then, let me ask you this. Bad enough that you do that, right? But then you call and you get your kids pulled out of school, right? Like he yanks his kids out of school. His kids are unalived. Nobody knows that his kids are unalived. So instead of just not saying anything and being, I don't know where my kids are, why would you bring that attention to yourself and unenroll them? Nobody even knows they're missing yet. But there's family that's going to miss these kids. And why do you not think that 2 and 2 makes 4 here? I'm just asking Chris Watts. Like, why wouldn't you just say, I don't know where the kids are, I'm so nervous. But to go ahead the day after, unenroll them in school, and then look to put your house on the market, doesn't that kind of say they ain't coming back? But you're the only one, moron, that knew that they weren't coming back. And when you do things like that, it makes it very easy for the police to say, how does he know that they're not coming back? And who is that Nicole Kessinger girl? Well, this YouTube channel has said, holy shit, look what I found. Look what I found. This looks like Nicole Kessinger. So was she there the night of the unaliving of the family? Was she the one that did that to the children? Because apparently Chris Watts said, I couldn't do it to my kids. In one breath. In the next breath, he did. But was she there? Because we kind of think maybe she was there because of a YouTuber that just did a little bit more work, it seems, than the police officers who get paid for the case.
In that video that I did a few years ago, which garnered 2.8 million views, I showed that he wasn't alone in that driveway. Now, admittedly, this was my first batch of videos on my channel and was working out how to show it and explain it on camera. Plus, I was angry when I made it, so I learned from that. But I'll show you here, and then you can go to that video to see it as well. But if you look at that video over and over, you start to see what you're looking at. And she has a ponytail, unless there's a male that has a ponytail. It is a female. It is a female. So I'm going to replay this a few times for you so you can see the actual video, and then I'm going to blow it up and I'm going to show you what I mean. And I've enhanced it 3 different ways, just 3 different ways to see the effects. There's 3 different types of effects. And I did that so you see if you can see it even better. And I'm going to enlarge it. I'm going to show you the 3. I'm going to do a few different things so you can actually see it. But who does Chris know that's very close to him or close to him or knows him? And then what I saw, because I reviewed the interview tapes, and what I saw was a woman with a ponytail that has sunglasses on her head. Here's the imagery, what was seen that night, and here's what I matched up. I also in previous times added a picture in my community tab, and you can see the shape of Nicole at the police interview, and you can see the same shape in the driveway, which is very, very similar, if not exact, to Nicole Kessinger. So tell me that that is Chris Watts, because it certainly isn't to me. Let me know what you think below. Also, according to digital data, guess who was in the area that night / early morning of the murders? Yet, she walks free.
How's that happen? How does that be that? That's what I just want to know. How does that be that? Guys, there's so much going on in this world. I don't understand how somebody can be so disconnected that with their hands they unalive people that they helped bring into this world, people that they had hopes and dreams with, instead of just saying, man, let's just call it quits, it's just not working. But instead, you don't even make it seem like, wow, they are missing, because there's really no emotion, no anything. And the next breath, you're calling the school saying, yep, well, they're not coming back, so no worries. You might as well just unenroll them. And by the way, let's sell the house too, because I want to leave. I want to start again. Nope, no suspicion here. Don't look guilty at all here. What do you think it looks like? I mean, you don't have to be a pro at unaliving people to know what guilt looks like.
Now, right after their horrific murders, Chris then went to work as if it was a normal day, and his daughters weren't far away from him while he worked, sinking in the tanks of oil and water. And Chris then made a few phone calls, one to his girls' school saying that he wanted to unenroll his daughters. Call number 2 was to the realtor about selling their house, and the third call was to his mistress to chat about their delusional future together. Wonder what else was on that phone call.
So, Chris Watts is now supposedly, and you know, guys, I'm a Christian, you guys know this, but I really don't like when people go to prison and then the only book that they seem to get their hands on is the Bible. And then they say, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved. You have to do something to show that you're saved. You just can't, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved. Especially, Chris, as you've gotten a little pouch and you've gotten a little older and a little gray and a little balding and not so attractive anymore and might be a little bit lonely. So now you want to seek the comfort of Jesus. Well, I'm not going to speak for Jesus. I'm not going to speak for God. But I'm not too sure that that's how it works. You can't keep running to God as your last resort. Had that have been your first resort, maybe the picture would have been a little bit different than the one that you laid out there. You know, the one with you being widowed. Because you unalived your family so that you could get with a woman who, where is she now? Because she's not in prison. You think that maybe she's involved with somebody? You think maybe she got away with something? Chris Watts, was it worth it? Was it worth it? I heard he has pictures of his daughters in his cell. Those pictures should come to life and haunt the hell out of you. That's what I think should happen there. That's definitely what I think should happen there. Because I don't think that you get any kind of mercy. I don't think you've learned anything. I mean, the minute you go ahead and do something like that and then act as if nothing ever happened, there's a total disconnect and there's something broken there that can't be fixed or can't be brought back. But somehow, some way, Nicole thought you were a good catch. It's not like it couldn't have happened 10 years down the line with her, right? Man, once a cheater, always a cheater. Maybe once an M-U-R-D-E-R-E-R, always an M-U-R-D-E-R-E-R. What do you think, guys? Tell me what you think in the comments. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and share. Half of you are on the fence. It is not comfortable. There is no doubt. Come on over. Give us a shot. If you don't like us, you could leave. We're not a cult. We don't make you stay. Promise. All right, guys. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Be kind. And think before you do, guys. All right. See you next time. Thanks. Enjoy your weekend.